Do you often feel tired and lack energy? If you do, you might not be just lazy. It's easy to chalk up constant fatigue to a busy schedule or a lack of sleep, but sometimes it's more than that. Imagine a friend who consistently feels drained, even after a good night's sleep, and no amount of coffee seems to shake off the lethargy. They don't have any physical ailments that would explain their tiredness, but the feeling persists. They're not just being lazy. This is a common misconception about feeling tired all the time. It's not always about a lack of motivation or willpower. Sometimes it's a sign of something deeper. This relentless fatigue could be a symptom of depression. Depression is a serious mood disorder that can affect how you feel, think, and handle daily activities. So if you're always feeling tired, it could be a sign of depression, not laziness. Remember when you used to love painting or playing football? Now, it all seems boring. You might think back to a time when your fingers itched to pick up a paintbrush, or when the thrill of a game would make your heart race. But these days, the canvas remains untouched. The football gathers dust. It's like the color has drained from your world, leaving everything in a dull, monotonous gray. Let's talk about John. He was a guy who used to spend every weekend hiking, exploring trails and chasing sunsets. The beauty of nature was his muse, his solace. But lately he can't seem to muster the energy or enthusiasm to put on his hiking boots. The trails that once excited him now seem daunting and uninteresting. Loss of interest in things that once brought joy, pleasure, or satisfaction can be more than just a phase of boredom. It's like the world is moving in slow motion, and you're stuck in place. If you've lost interest in things you used to love, it might not be boredom. It could be depression. Ever feel like you're walking through a fog, struggling to concentrate or make decisions? We've all had days where our brains just don't seem to want to cooperate. But what if it's more than just an off day? Picture this. There's a person who was once quick-witted, always ready with a clever comeback or insightful remark. But lately, they've been finding it difficult to concentrate, to make decisions, and to get their minds to function as smoothly as they once did. It's as if a fog has descended, clouding their thoughts and making it hard to see clearly. Tasks that once seemed trivial now feel like climbing a mountain. It's not just about being scatterbrained or forgetful. It's a persistent struggle, a constant feeling of being mentally clouded. If this sounds familiar to you, know that it's not just distraction you're dealing with. It might be more serious. If you're finding it hard to focus, it might not be just a distraction. It could be depression. Are you eating too much or too little? Do you find food unappetizing or comforting? These questions might seem strange, but they are essential in understanding one's mental health. Changes in appetite and weight can be significant indicators of depression. Imagine this. Anne, a foodie at heart, suddenly finds her favorite dishes tasteless. She starts skipping meals, loses weight, and her energy levels drop. On the other hand, consider Sarah. She used to have a balanced diet, but lately she's been turning to junk food for comfort, leading to significant weight gain. Both John and Sarah are experiencing a change in their eating habits, a sign often overlooked when discussing depression. It's not about being on a diet or indulging a bit too much. It's about a shift, a drastic one that affects your relationship with food. So if your eating habits have changed significantly, it might not be just a phase. It could be depression. Do you feel a constant sense of sadness, emptiness, or hopelessness that just won't lift? It's like a dense fog that settles in, obscuring the sun and casting a pall over everything. This is the weight of hopelessness, and it's a profound sign of depression. Imagine this. You're a sailor, lost at sea. The horizon is a continuous loop of endless water, with no land in sight. Even when the weather is calm, the emptiness around you is overwhelming. It's like that, but the sea is your life, and the boat is your mind. You're not navigating stormy waters, yet you feel adrift, lost in a sea of negative emotions, with no land of happiness in sight. This overwhelming sadness, this emptiness, this hopelessness is not just a phase or a bad day. It's a persistent cloud that drowns the joy out of life. If you're feeling persistently sad or hopeless, it might not be just a bad day. It could be depression. So, we've talked about 5 signs that what you're experiencing might be depression, not laziness. We dove into the constant feeling of fatigue and lack of energy, even when you've had enough rest. We discussed loss of interest in things you once loved, and how a clouded mind could make it difficult for you to concentrate or make decisions. We also touched on changes in appetite, leading to significant weight fluctuations, and the persistent feelings of hopelessness that seem to weigh you down. These signs are not just common traits of a lazy person, they're indicative of something much more serious. If you recognize these symptoms in your own life, it's crucial to understand they might be signs of depression. It's important to reach out to a mental health professional who can provide guidance and support. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. If you're experiencing these signs, reach out to a mental health professional. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with those who might need it. Until next time, stay strong and stay healthy.